Alright, so I didn't film anything this morning. It was typical me morning mode. I got up about 8:20, got out to the car. It does make it out the driveway. It didn't scrape or anything. I was a little worried about that big lip. I think the car feels lower than it actually is. If Razvan's Jetta on coilovers and like, he's still on the 16-inch wheels right now. If that makes it in there, the M5 should, no problem. So I got over there about 9:10. Traffic this morning was ridiculous. I'm not used to being up at that hour. I guess it's all the work, school, traffic, commute stuff. It took me like a half hour to go. I don't know what it is. I think about 6 miles from here. So I dropped it off, spent a little bit of time there. My mom was at her mom's house. Lindsay was still in bed. She's moved back home for the summer. She may still have some online exam work to do, but she's here and was sleeping in a little bit this morning compared to her usual schedule. So I had her come pick me up, but I was there probably 45 minutes. They're really busy. You know, it's May, everybody's gotten their stuff out, new cars, doing work, projects. So it's super busy, but I'm thankful they were, I was in there Monday. They had me come in Wednesday, so that was nice. And they've got the same guy that built the motor on the car, so that's great. Bill, he knows that car inside and out, probably more intimately than I do in many ways. He did a little test drive. Heard everything. They think it's a U-joint in the steering column or something like that, but they're going to take the day to diagnose. He's got some chassis ears, which is like a stethoscope, and then a probe on it that you can put on different parts of the car and get a better sound of what's going on. We're thinking, as I said, a U-joint in the steering column, or a strut mount, the top part that turns when the whole wheel assembly turns. Then there's that mount up there that also rotates. I replaced those though when I did the struts, and I think of that as not that long ago, but really it was 2011, probably about 30 to 40,000 miles, 6 years. Certainly not to the point where those parts should be wearing. I mean, people put 150,000 miles on those parts and they don't wear that badly. So we'll see what that's going to be. But in the meantime, it's a nice day out there. They've made no progress on the road today. I don't know if it's a day off or maybe the weather's not nice enough for them. Maybe it's too nice and they're like, oh, it's Ohio, we can't work when it's this nice. But I'm gonna go out and fire the mower up. It's been probably a week since I've done that. I've given it adequate time to dry out. So I'm gonna go and hit that one.
She's my cherry pie. Cool drink of water, such a sweet surprise.
It's nighttime now, the car's back. I got 2 yards done today. It was really nice in the afternoon. I went and I did the one across the street, and then I did the other one across the street. Got paid for 2, it was nice. Battery light's flashing, so this is gonna have to be an abbreviated update on the car. They called this afternoon. Joe came over right when I was done with mowing. We went to Panera for lunch, did that, and they called right then. So he's narrowed it down to either the center tie rod or the steering gearbox. So at 200,000 miles, it's very rare that the steering boxes fail, but they can, and it's usually around 200,000 miles. So they've cut me a deal on the labor. If I do them both at the same time, I'm only gonna have to pay for the labor of one. So I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. The new steering box is $2,900 or $3,700 from the dealer. I can get one from Adam minus the Servotronic, the guy I bought the engine from. I think the Servotronic's still good. I just pulled out INPA, checked every module there is for any codes. There's nothing on the Servotronic. So I'm thinking we just need a steering gearbox. So I can get one of those from him for like 200 bucks shipped, and then it's just gonna be the labor to put it in. They also found the rear control arms, the ones that are in the H-arms, the bearings, or the bushings in the H-arms are starting to show some signs of wear. Not bad, but we're gonna have to do an alignment anyways with the new center tie rod. So might as well do those bushings. So BMW, they don't sell just the bushings. They want you to buy a new arm for probably 600 bucks. That's not happening. So I'm gonna go with PowerFlex Black. They don't do a purple, they're all black. So the PowerFlex Black bushings, front and rear, there'll be 4 bushings replaced in there. And then an alignment, in addition to steering gearbox from a late model M5 0123 with 80,000 miles. So that's gonna be the car next Wednesday. I ordered the tie rod already, the center one, and I also ordered the little bushing that goes on the idler arm bolt. There's a bearing in there, not a bushing. There's a bearing in the idler arm. So we're going to replace that too, because it's a commonly failing part that we should replace. So that's what's going on. Good morning, it's 12:44. Razvan, Sabrina, Kenan, Luke, and his friend from Pittsburgh, Aaron, came over tonight. We spent some time downstairs, talked, listened to music, the usual. And now it's time for bed. I'm tired. I got up early today. Early for me is 8 o'clock. I set my alarm like 8, 8:05, 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, you know. That's how I have to wake up in the morning. It takes several alarms, and I put the first 5 or 6 to snooze without even writing that to memory. But I got up, I got the car, and I figured out what's up with that. I did order the center tie rod and that bushing in the idler arm. And I'm working with Adam on sourcing a steering gearbox, not the servo. I plugged in INPA. There's no servo errors in the computer, so I have no reason to believe that the servo is bad, just the steering box. So $150 shipped will get me a steering box as opposed to the couple thousand for a new one online. The one that I would be getting has around 80,000 miles and they last upwards of 200. So, you know, for a fifth the price, I think that's not even that. What? I can't do math at all and it's past midnight. For a small fraction of the price, it's a good deal. You can see I did Z6 the car quickly, very quickly, but all that shit on the tires from the road, I didn't get to the wheels. I'm not going to. The car's going back in there next Wednesday, so who knows what state the road will be in next Wednesday. It is supposed to rain now. The majority of the day tomorrow. I don't know about Friday, but they are forecasting rain for at least some of the day on Friday. Which may be good. They're not going to be able to work on the road, but that's going to help clean up all that white milled concrete dust out there. So we'll get a little wash down from that, and I did get some mowing done today, so it was productive. Anyways, I'm going to go shower and go to bed. I will talk to you guys on Thursday, tomorrow. Good night.